right, getting started. All right. Let's do it. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Go ahead and clock in. All right. Um, Shout out where you're from. Where are you from? You know how we started every time. Pin the tail on the donkey. I don't know why I said that. It's a weird thing to say. What's going on, Kim? What's going on, Katrina? Y'all talking about Cali and Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, Boricua. I want my ex-boyfriend back. We're coming in hot. You want your ex-boyfriend back? Why? Well, how did you guys break up? That's the first question. Hello from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is in the house. How is it over there in Saudi Arabia? Is it hot? What's the weather like? He broke up with you. Why he break up with you? What happened? I need more. It's hot. It's hot in Saudi. What do you do when a man says "I love you" within 24 hours? Tell him to prove it. You gotta challenge him a little bit, you know. Someone said run. That's one thing you could do. I say challenge it. I like to see when it comes to people who make extreme statements like that. I like to challenge them. I'd be like, how? How do you know that? Thanks for telling it like it is. Absolutely. Thank you for being so willing to work with me. Right? Because yes, it is. Sometimes a straightforward doesn't always do great with everyone. But I don't want to leave any room for guessing because that's what's wrong. Hello, Philippines and Sweden. In this dating game, is that there's too much guessing. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of guessing. I'm tired of feeling like I don't know what's going on. I'm tired of feeling like we don't have enough clarity. Things aren't making sense to me. I want things to make sense. You know what I mean? Please, how can I stop loving a guy who is obsessed with another lady? I don't know. Well, let me ask you, how do you know you love him? You know, because loving him means like how do you know if you love him? So sorry, I got two screens of y'all. So if I missed a comment or two, I am sorry. Let me see. What's the one in 24 hours? Where's your comment? I don't even know. Say it again. Say it again if I missed it. I'm looking. What to do if he laughs at my pain, laugh at me while I was breaking down? There's not much you can do, right? I mean, did you ask him why does he think it's funny? You can start there. Maybe get him to open up. Maybe it's a trauma response. Some people laugh as a response to trauma. Like they have uncomfortable, they're very uncomfortable in certain situations. Oh, hello from France. Well, hello, France. You are not invisible. I went to Paris and I liked it. I like Paris, but the Mona Lisa is very small at the Louvre. It's smaller than I thought. That's probably my fault. I had the wrong expectations. Everything he do concerns me and make me sad. I wish I can have him. Why do you wish you could have him? How can I be a good man for girls my age after 3 strokes and heart failure? Well, but what does your health have to do with your quality of treatment, right? There's a lot of people that don't have the best situation, health wise, but they can still find a way to provide quality treatment to their partner. At the end of the day, character trumps all, right? Character is the number one thing you want to look for becoming if you want to maintain a quality relationship. So, looks, money, nothing trumps character. I can tell you that, at least for most people. Because those things can only take you but so far. Mona Lisa is and will always be small in purpose. Yeah, the Mona Lisa is small. But it's still an amazing painting nonetheless. Let me see more questions. How do you know when it's time to be sexually intimate with the person you're dating? Well, everybody has their own idea of timing in that regard, right? There's no universal correctness. What I would say is when you know you're ready is when you've done the work of understanding who you're dealing with, right? Do you know if this person is looking for a long-term commitment? Have they consistently shown you long enough that they have qualities that you're looking for in a long-term partner? Are they consistent? Do they do that across the board? Do they make you feel comfortable? Do they make you feel safe? These are the types of qualities you want to look for before you get in bed with someone, because once you do that, what type of person are you, right? Because some people really value that. Some people think that that's our way to the next level in a relationship or potential relationship. Some people do it just because it's fun. So it depends more on you than the other person. Where are you in this journey? And if that person was to walk away, let's say tomorrow, did you feel like you understand enough about this person where if they were to do that, you would say, hey, I did the best I could, right? Or would you be like, I should have spent more time with them? That's what you got to think is what is the effect of something going completely wrong with someone that you slept with? I'm bored in my relationship. I'm not excited about anymore. What should I do? Well, figure out how you got bored. What's going on, Boombastic? Like, what happened? How did the fire die? Right? Like, what went wrong? Start there. Just went away with my BF and his family. He said it was easy. I mean, he's serious now? I mean, well, he's your boyfriend. Like, making a title and making it official, doesn't that mean that he's serious? Like, I mean, I would have thought he was serious before the trip. Maybe it's me. Yeah, but dating and being serious. I don't know what you're talking about. Because most people that say, I'm in a relate, like moving in together. Well, I mean, I don't know because it depends on the type of conversations that you guys are having. Has he expressed that? Because I mean, just because you went out with him and his son doesn't mean that he's ready to move in together, right? It might just mean it was a time you hung out with his son. It could be that simple. So, has he talked to you about that? I would look for, the exact words that he uses and go off of that, right? Like he keeps mentioning. Well, then bring it to light. If he mentions it, call it out. If he says, hey, I'm thinking about moving in with you, I think I want to be serious. Be like, yeah, well, when? Sometimes you gotta call people out. Like, don't, okay, that's what I need to hear. Yeah, call it out. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't act like you want to be with me and you trying to move in. I'm not bold. Like I'm not bold that way. Well, it's not being bold per se, right? It's more of just bringing out the honesty, right? So you're just getting clarity. His cheating led to the other lady having a child out of their out of their fling. Now he's remorseful. Well, why does that matter? If he cheated on you and had a, I guess, child with someone else, and he's remorseful now, why are you concerned about whether he's remorseful or not at this point? Thank you, girl. I don't even know how to say your name. How do you say it? Mahala? Diana. I'm going to just call you Diana. But I am deeply hurt. No, I understand that you're hurt, but why is his remorse important to you? Do you want him back? Let me see. Do you want him back, or he asked for a breakup due to us not being healthy, but I asked for a break instead we have a kid. Break instead we have a kid. Wait, what? He asked for a breakup due to us not being healthy, but I asked for a break instead. Breaks are breakups. Breaks are breakups because you're like putting a relationship on hold while you do what? That you can't figure out together. You're going to go heal? You're going to go get some perspective? You know, it takes months to potentially years of counseling, coaching, or therapy in order to get to a point that you figure out what's making you unhealthy. Is that not something that you can pursue together? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you guys have some extremes. Maybe there's abuse. But I can tell you breaks are breakups. You know how many babies comes out of breaks? Oh, we're just going to take a break. Got someone pregnant. You got to be really careful about giving someone a break. You know what I mean? I don't believe in breaks. I think that's just another word for, hey, I am healing. He said he wants to heal too. He's avoiding attachment. I'm anxiously attached. You guys were screwed from the beginning. You guys were screwed from the very beginning. Like an anxious attachment person dating someone who has avoidant attachment. Oh my God. That's like a match that should never happen. Like, I understand that it can, but both of you technically have unhealthy attachment styles. Avoidant attachment is a trauma response to uncomfortable situations. Anxious attachment is a trauma response to uncomfortable situations. Both of you have to be trying to get to a point that you have secure attachment. And that's where you reach the middle and you try to be more secure. Since neither of you have that quality and both of you are polar opposites, you're both gonna have to go to therapy or counseling and do that for months to find out why you respond to trauma this way. So having a break is not going to help that. That's just gonna make you guys realize it's easier to not be with each other, but it's not really going to help long term. Both of you need to go seek some help, right? And figure that part out first. Hey there, I've been dating for a 48-year-old man for the past 2 months. Do men still ask to be a girlfriend? I'm 36. Well, some people do, some people don't. But here's what I think. I think it should be verbalized because we don't want any confusion because people really do screw these situations up. But what I would say is, yes, people still do that. And if they don't, then I would create a boundary in that regard. So let's say he asks you to go somewhere. Oh, I want you to meet my family and stuff like that. What you could say is, hey, I don't really do this unless you're my boyfriend. You know, like being introduced to someone's family without knowing for sure if I'm your girlfriend, it's not gonna work, you know? And so how am I being, or you could say, how am I being introduced as? He said he told his dad about me. That's a good sign, right? It may not be. You know, like I wouldn't look for signs, right? I wouldn't look for signs. I would just get it direct. Now it could be, but who knows? His dad might be someone that doesn't take his dating life that serious. Sometimes parents don't. Some parents are like, oh, it's just another girl. You know, oh, how long are you going to be with this one? So I'm not saying that to burst your bubble, but I'm saying that you want clarity, you know? So if he says, look for opportunities like that, or I want to take you here, I want to introduce you to my friends, then you'd have to say, what are you introducing me as? And that's when you know. If he says, oh, well, you're my friend, then you can say, nah, there's no point in me meeting your friends and your family if we're not officially together. So if you want that type of access, then I'm gonna need to know that I'm official, because I don't want to be just some girl that I'm just meeting all these people. I feel like that's a joke, right? Like, oh, you don't have to make things official, but you get to claim me and walk me around like I'm some kind of show off, right? Like, you don't have to say all of that, but I think you all get what I mean, though, right? How fast does a guy, beautiful videos, thank you. How fast does a guy usually know if he's into you officially? Less than a day? You want me to be honest? It doesn't take a guy that much time to know. It takes less than a week. Less than a week. Now, here's the thing. Does he need to clap to make sure? Yeah. But guys know in less than a day or two if they're really into you. So if you're getting strung along by a guy, he's playing. I'm sorry. Like, he's dead. No, that doesn't make sense. I understand. I have one more question. So one of my exes said I rapped her even though she's been, see, that type of language is not gonna fly on this live, you know? Saying things like ran through, this is not red pill, right? So I don't like to use those kinds of phrases, especially when speaking about women. So we're just gonna say that, she has a history that you're not fond of. Right. Oh, you didn't mean to say wrapped. I think this might be too heavy for my life, because I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but that is going to be too much. That's going to get me blocked. Hello, my husband and I got married September, will be a year, but we are living separate from each other because he doesn't want to give up living for free at home. Wait, what? September will be a year, but we are living separate from each other. How can I change that? Well, why would you want to change that? Why don't you just move in with him? Grown-ups don't have breaks. You're either together or not. Do guys forgive cheating? I've known some guys who have forgiven women for cheating. Been talking to a guy on and off for months. We stopped communicating for a while, but reconnected recently. Is it strange to ask him out for a coffee, even though he never stepped up and asked for a meetup? It's not weird, but it is a bit unorthodox, right? Typically, if a guy likes you, he'll ask you out. So why hasn't he asked you out? Is it good to tell my friend that I'm starting to catch feelings? Well, how long have you been friends? Because if you've been friends for a long time and you're starting to catch feelings, that's normal. Stuff happens. You can't always help how you feel. But you might ruin the friendship, right? Because now that you told them, if they don't reciprocate that, then it might be weird now, right? So you might want to be careful. He had a fear of rejection. I think that's why he never stepped up. Is that what he said? How do you know that? What if he's giving mixed signals to not separating? Well, mixed signals, we're adults. We don't listen to mixed signals. We listen to direct communication. So it's either you're on this and you're with it or not. Mixed signals create too much ambiguity. I can't deal with that. You either want me or you don't. You either like me or you don't. You either in this or you're not. We're not going to play this game of, well, maybe, kinda. You know what I mean? By the way, if you want to figure out how to talk to me in private or one-on-one, or join the exclusive community, go ahead and send me a DM. I've got 2 more spots ready. And that's it. 2 more spots for the next couple days. Are men dating for love? Yes, there are men that are still dating for love and dating to be married. But love sometimes means something different to men, right? Love for men a lot of the times is respect. Yeah, just DM me if you want to talk one-on-one. And I'll tell you how to get there. So, yeah. But yes, a lot of men are still looking for love. They're still looking for long-term committed relationships. They're still looking for marriage. A lot of men are still looking for that. Is it possible to be friends with someone who like you but don't reciprocate back? Now he's saying that he sees me as family. I've never lead him on. Wait, what? Wait, how will you lead? Is he sees you as family? Isn't that a good thing? Did you not reciprocate back? Thoughts on dating multiple people? I think that it's a good idea. I'm actually totally for it. I think everyone that's in the dating field should have multiple options if and vet them out. I'm not saying that you should sleep with everybody, right? Because I'm all about being safe and being careful. And there's a lot of crazy stuff out here you want to be careful about. But I would recommend dating, I would suggest that you entertain multiple people at once on a surface level and see who's more compatible for you that way. Do I wait to see what he says for a 1-year anniversary? Or is it okay if I bring it up first? Isn't this something that just kind of happens? Well, here's what I would do. Yeah, I mean, if the day comes, I would say, hey, I got you this present. And then see what he says. I believe in being friends, becoming exclusive than marriage. Yeah. Well, dating is really just friends with potential, right? It's not dating is a little bit hard to like make the thing. Like, oh, we're meeting up, we're dating now, right? So you're technically not just like dating for real. You're just getting to know if there is an interest. Do you guys share the same values? Do you share the same principles? The same future goals? Are you guys looking for the same type of structure in life? You're just trying to make sure that you guys are on the same page. And then you go from there to seeing if you want to entertain romantically, right? Because trying to put the cart before the horse is what a lot of us do. We put romance first. I got to feel something. I got to feel it right away. But it's like, okay, to some extent that is true. But you don't want to worry so much about the feeling and not enough about the structure. Because that's how you end up in situations that you don't need to be in. A lot of us are attracted to the feeling that someone gives us and not so much who that person actually is. Because sometimes bad people can give you a feeling, right? Define respect. Well, I mean, for most men, it's like, showing that you're both in a position that you're both willing to compromise, right? In all areas. Not and that goes both ways, right? Not one of you is trying to overtalk the other one. Not one of you is trying to dominate or make the other one seem less important or not listen or not, it's about having a union of respect where we both take the time to understand each other and give each other space to be heard and listen. And we actually take note of that. So, from what I understand, men value that a lot, right? And there's a lot of, arguments going on in the dating world. Oh, men are this and women do this and men do this. And I'm not putting up with that. I'm not putting up with this. I got standards. And it's understandable that we're at a point that we're realizing that we don't have to put up with certain things, right? But Just because your person may show similar qualities, it does not mean that they are this villain. So sometimes it's just about hearing them, because I think sometimes when we talk to people and they come off a certain way, we automatically assume that they're this villain, right? When in reality, they're just trying to express themselves and they just may not be perfect. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara came through with the rose. Ex broke up with me 2 weeks. Thank you, Combat. I don't even know what your name is. I'm gonna call you Combat. Combat sent me 31 roses on TikTok because she is not playing around. She's giving all the love today. Thank you so much. 2 weeks later, sent me money, owes me. I didn't respond. Why send money and not apologize? Because he's trying to buy your trust back. He's like he'd rather his love language is probably giving gifts. I'd give you a gift before I'd ever apologize. But I would say don't indulge in that, because if he actually pulls it off, then he's gonna think that he never has to actually apologize to you and he can just send you money and you'll come back. Unless you like that kind of relationship, don't apologize to me, just send me money. I could have swore I've heard someone on the internet say that. Don't even apologize, just send me money. How soon after a short-term marriage is it too soon for a man to move on? Um, Honestly, it doesn't, there's no too soon or too long. When you break up, it's any man's game, right? And moving on can look different for different people. Sometimes moving on for some people is being alone, being in solitude, learning about yourself again, taking care of yourself, maintaining those things that you didn't get to maintenance before. For other people, thank you, Red Hot. Thank you for the hard hands. That's so cute. Appreciate it. Um, so for other people, it could be meeting new people, going out, dating, trying to do that again, right? So there is no one size fits all when it comes to moving on. And for some people, they got to move on very fast. For some people, they move on and they take a little while. So there's no like right or wrong or too quick or too short. It's just what it is. Why do men prefer me when I stay silent? Well, how do you know that's true? It depends on the man, right? What kind of men are these? Are these men that like quiet women? And when you say stay silent, what were you saying when you weren't silent? Thank you, Combat Barbie. Combat Barbie is back again with the heart. I appreciate you, girl. You are ringing it up, putting in work today. How do you move on? Sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need help, right? What I would say for those of you that want a one-on-one call with me, right? You want to find out how to get it. Like I said, you move quick, I will get to you. Send me a DM. I'm going to be looking at my DMs after this. And we're going to work through that. Women mistake rejection as love. We get rejected and we feel we're hurt because we love. It's not a feeling of loss, mere rejection. You know, I have not ever interpreted it that way. You might be correct. What I've seen is that women interpret rejection as an attack, right? What I've seen is that they feel like if they get rejected in some form, that there's something wrong with them. It's like they automatically assume something about me is causing you not to want me in this way, to not acknowledge me, to not make me feel understood. And then they feel like they have to make up for it. They got to talk through it. They need to try more. Like that's what I've seen personally is, and men do that too. You know, women and men are not that much different in that category. We just express it differently, right? Men, when they feel rejected, they take it as a personal attack. Have you seen that balloon popping video on Instagram and TikTok? There's like a video of people balloon popping, and then the second they say, I cannot send you a DM, so how do I do that? If you can't send me a DM, go ahead and apply, click the link in my bio on the form and just write down on the form, write your name and say that I said to DM me. I have a form that you can fill out in my link in the bio. But yeah, that balloon popping video where they come in and they're like, I don't like you because of your feet, and then they start getting mad. Like dudes get mad. But also, women and men express hurt a lot differently. You know, Men tend to get angry and sometimes become aggressive, and from what I've seen, women tend to shut down and feel sad. Like it. I would say it's a little bit of biology mixed with societal conditioning. Like I believe that as men and women, we've been conditioned differently to respond and react differently. I'm an intellectual and love to chat, but they seem to lose attraction. Well, I don't know what to make of that because being an intellectual is a good thing. And sometimes people who are not intellectual don't like talking about things. But I would say, what is your rhythm when you're talking? Because if you consider yourself to be an intellectual, do you dominate conversation? Do you try to prove the other person wrong? Because intellectual people, not all, but some, tend to respond that way, where they're trying to, it's like a prove who's wrong type of conversation. See, like, even though I know quite a bit about dating and relationships and marriage, if I enter into a conversation with someone like out on the street or someone that I'm getting to know and they're telling me their perspective, no matter how wrong I think they are, I don't try to prove them wrong. I might not agree, but I don't say, oh, well, that's not true. Even if they say, I let them go because I don't want to, steal their spotlight. But if they ask me, if they ask me and we get into that moment, then that's a different story. Men find me desperate in 2024 when I gaze into their eyes romantically. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a group of men that you're just meeting that are not. Because, no, a lot of guys are probably, hoping that they get a choosing signal from a woman. What? Women want the men who dump them purely because of rejection, mistaking their hurt or rejection for love. No, well, here's the thing. It might seem that way, right? And like I said, you have your own perspective. My perspective is that they take it as invalidation, right? When someone gets rejected or they're told no, people take that as being invalidated. It hurts their self esteem, it hurts their ego, and they start to feel like, I want to get it back, right? I want to be chosen for this, even if it's not that important. So people will use words like love in order to seem normal for their motivation, right? I'm motivated to pursue something that I know is not healthy. So instead of saying I'm chasing something that isn't healthy, I'm going to say it's love, right? But it's not. It's just me trying to get back that validation from the person that didn't want me. Because that feeling may trigger something in me, like abandonment. Maybe parents weren't around. Maybe my parents abandoned me when I was younger. And this person leaving me triggers that abandonment wound. So now I'm trying to heal myself through that person. Is it free for your help? Oh, well, thank you, Red Hot. Thank you for the stuff. I guess I'm saying some good stuff because y'all are just showering me with gifts today. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate it. I feel so like blessed, right? Because of y'all. So thank you. People seem to play mind games hot and cold. So I don't think that people are always doing that on purpose, right? I don't think people, believe it or not, people are not that crafty. Sometimes we think that people are just always overtly trying to be evil to us because that's how it makes us feel. The reality is that in a lot of cases, from what I've seen, are people who just suck. Okay? People are just terrible. A lot of people are terrible at dating. A lot of people are terrible at relationships. They're terrible at communication and self-awareness and, conflict resolution. And sometimes, like we always interpret it as they're trying to hurt us. That's like our first reaction is you're trying to mess with me, you're trying to play games, but not that many people are that confident to play games. Do you know what type of confidence it takes to play a game with someone? If you like someone and you're into them, you know how hard it is to be like, you have to have some type of confidence to be like, I'm gonna act like I don't want you, with the possibility that I could lose you. You got to be like, I'm the cockiest person ever to play a game where I could potentially lose someone and think that that's fun and they're going to come running back to me. They don't always know who's going to come back. That's like me saying I always know who's going to come back. I always know who's going to run back to me when I start playing with their mind. A lot of people are not that crafty and they're not that smart. They're just doing what comes natural. Like, believe it or not, a lot of the people that I've talked to, right, that mess with some of these people, that date some of these people, a lot of these people are just bad at relationships. You know what I mean? And we think that they're this crafty, super genius person, but the reality is they just are dysfunctional. But we're creating this story like there's some master magician. If I'm actually messed up, like that's who I am. I never got the coping skills. I never got conflict resolution. I never got self-regulation down. I never learned about my nervous system. I'm on a 2 on self-awareness. You know what I mean? So if I don't have these tools, if I didn't learn this from my parents or from society or who I grew up around, and I've ignored parts of it, and I'm also dating people who don't get it either, then what is that? So you're saying the chase is part of the game? For some people like the chase. Some people like the chase. Some people don't. Because some people don't even realize they like the chase. You know what I mean? Some people don't like being validated that quickly. They don't like to feel like everything is being handed to them that simply. They like to feel like there's a little bit of fight because it makes them feel special. Like I don't want to easily get this person. I want there to be some kind of struggle. So, because then it'll make me feel like I achieved a reward. They want that feeling of reward. Like a video game where I'm just like fighting through the game to finally get to the end of the level. I need a little bit of tussle in order to get that excitement, which is fine, but it's not sustainable because an actual relationship can sometimes be kind of boring. I mean, we're going to be real. Like an actual a healthy marriage, there isn't all this action-packed stuff going on. But you find excitement in other areas, right? You travel, you go new places, you try new foods, you try something, right? But yes, most people like to feel like, they're earning you, right? Oh, like you just said, yeah. Means you have no standards. Yeah, exactly. Do platonic male friends scare off secure men? I like the way you worded that. Whether you're secure or not, it doesn't matter because you could still have a preference. If a guy doesn't now a guy could be very secure, but he may not like the guy that you're friends with because there are a lot of guys that are friends with women just because they want to sleep with them and you haven't given them the opportunity yet. As a guy, I'm going to tell you that because I know a lot of red pill guys say that, and I'm not red pill, but I can tell you that is true. A lot of guys that I've seen be friends with women, they're just biding time until they get a moment. And honestly, a guy who's your friend that wants to sleep with you is not your friend. Friends don't sleep together. Like, if he's like, okay, well, ask him if he would sleep with his bro. That'll answer your question. If he's like, ew, that's how we should be responding to the idea of sleeping with you. If you ask him if he would sleep with you and he's like, well, maybe. I mean, nah, that dude's just waiting. In fact, I'm so secure that I would tell you that. As a secure man, I would tell you that I'm not okay with that. I would be insecure if I just did whatever you wanted and I didn't express myself because I wanted to make sure that you're happy. You see what I'm saying? I need to be honest. If I'm like, yo, this dude wants to sleep with you. You know what I mean? So secure can be coming from different angles, right? I would say secure also means that if there's a sketchy situation, he would stand up and tell you how he thinks. Now, where its insecurity comes in is when there's no evidence, no nothing, but it's just pure jealousy, or insecurity without any reason or logic behind it. That's just being emotional, right? A friend wouldn't use you. No. A friend would never want to use you, right? They want to partner with you. They want to, So yeah, sorry if I blew up some friendships in here by saying that, but unfortunately, that's the way it is. That's crazy. No, but yeah, it got quiet after that one. Everybody's rethinking their friendships right now. You haven't answered my question. What are your questions? You got to say it again. I got so many people on here. Sorry if I miss your comment. Sometimes you got to say it again. Missed everything you said. Damn. Always next time. My man doesn't want me to have any male friends, period. Well, he's got his reasons for that. I mean, clearly, I would say you don't hate it if he's your man. So if that's not a deal breaker for you and that's something that he feels like he wants, then okay. Most of us already know. Yeah, but y'all don't be admitting it. Y'all don't be admitting it. See, I'll admit it. I've had to even tell certain women, I was like, look, I can't be cool with you. You're too hot. I wouldn't be able to go to normal. Like, yeah, I'm so attracted to you. This wouldn't work. I've met men that refuse to move forward because I have male friends that are just friends. Well, maybe they get a bad feeling about your just friends, right? Like, maybe they just don't like it. But some guys just don't want to date women that have close male friends, right? Some guys just don't want it. And that's their choice. Just like there's some women that don't like it when guys have just female friends, right? Some people just have that preference and they just think it leaves room for stuff to happen. I don't know. I mean, but everybody has their preference, So it is what it is. Should I accept his apology after he had a child from cheating? That's up to you. But you have to understand, this guy went out, slept with someone, didn't use protection, and cheated on you and lied to you, and then he got a child out of it, which now means he has to take care of a new child that's not yours. This man went out and started a whole family cheating on you. And you're saying you want to accept his apology. Well, you can do that, but do you want to let him back in your life with his new family that he created by cheating on you? Because that's what you're signing up for. You're not signing up for the same man that you dated. There's not the same man that you were with. Now he is a new person. He is a father. Because they know that most men are just lurking in the friend zone. Yeah, friend zone guys are the worst. Good evening. Good evening. A baby mama. Yeah, dude cheated on her, got a baby mama, and then he wants to come back. I thought I've heard it all. That's a new one for me. I'm dating a man that sabotaged our relationship, stating because I talk with many men. I'm a realtor. They were all clients or potential clients. So now we are on and off again. Xavier's too insightful with this stuff. Thank you. Thank you, man. That's my brother in there. Well, he's like my brother. My guy, he's getting married soon. Congrats, dude. That's what kind of bros I hang with. Bros who are getting married. I already got one. I think I got two married bros. He's number three. So these are the kinds of men I like to, associate with. But yes, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I've known that guy for over 10 years. He's a man. I'm dating a man that sabotaged our relationship, stating that I talk with many men. Well, I mean, that's kind of what you sign up for. Like, you can't help that, right? Your job is to have clients, right? Potential clients. And sometimes you have to build relationships with these people. These people are buying houses. So then maybe he shouldn't date a realtor. That's his fault. Like that's what's required. But here's the same thing. I've had that problem too, right? My career involves mostly talking to women. So there's some girls that I've dated that have had a huge problem with that. I get on live, it's all women on here. And then I've had women say, I don't know about that. What's stopping you from just sending a DM? So, I mean, hey, there's nothing we could do about that, but keep it moving and find someone that understands our career, right? You can't have it all. It's like, but dude's like, if he said that, then that's his right to be insecure. But then if I were you, I would just move on. There's so much more I need to overcome with him. Oh yeah, just DM me. For those of you that want to get a one-on-one call with me the first time and you want to find out how to do that, send me a DM or fill out the form in the bio, and that's what we could do. You are my only male friend. Who, me? Go ahead and send me something, Giselle. Cheaters fear being cheated on. If they can do it, they know it can happen to them. That's why we fear competition when we're in relationships. Wow, sounds like projection. Friends getting married. Yes, my friends, my bros are getting married. It's so much marriage going on in my life. It's only a matter of time before one of them has a child. I'm just waiting for the babies. I'm about to be Uncle X out here. People are grown and will do whatever they want. You can't control anyone. That's true. It's very true. Hey, Katie. From what I know, they're not together. The baby mama only wants the child and not him. Yeah, well, then you'll just have to sign up for that situation. But here's what I can tell you. Nothing is ever perfect, right? It could seem that way, but then if she wants support, or if later she might change her mind. She has a new baby, right? A newborn. She goes back out into the dating field. Guys are like, I don't know. It's a little harder to date when you got a new baby. And then she's like, I want him back. So she might say that now, but you don't know what could happen, right? When a baby comes into the world, things are just different. It's a whole ball game. Or she might want him to watch the child. She might want financial support. She might try to blow up his relationship. You never know what could come, right? Shale, thank you. But here's the thing. He went out and he cheated and he got a baby. So, not saying he'll do it again, but if he got away with that, it wouldn't be crazy if he did it again. Xavier, how can I heal? You got to work with me. If you want to heal, work with me. I'm actually having a live call about it outside of social media next Wednesday to talk about healing. Why would you want to be with someone who betrayed you like that? It's 2 years and I can't sleep. 2 years? Jesus. Then go ahead, click the link in the bio. Sign up to work with me. Fill out the form. Fill out the form. And for those of you on Instagram, go ahead and send me a DM. For those of you on TikTok, fill out the form. And I'm going to get back to y'all later tonight. Thanks. Yes. Yes, absolutely. You're welcome. We shouldn't raise our daughters to nest. We should teach them to find themselves first. I would agree with that. And we need to stop telling kids to party. Like, here's the thing. I understand that having fun is a good thing, especially at a young age. Thank you, Shale, again for the roses. But I think that we put too much emphasis on going out and partying. Like, why is it always about partying your life away, but not enough about going to counseling or therapy? And therapy is not just for people who need help. Therapy is for everybody. Sometimes you just need to know a little bit more about what you don't know. You know, like that's like saying I only go to the doctor when I'm sick. Sometimes you just need a checkup. Sometimes there's things you could be doing better. Sometimes you are healthy, but there's preventative measures that you can take. It's a forever learning type of deal. So I think that what we should do is start to, preach more about learning how to have better mental health instead of just partying the day away and losing yourself in alcohol and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not against these things. I love to party too, right? And I get it. But I think we need to put more emphasis on learning yourself because that's what's going to help you build character and have stronger relationships. Because otherwise, you're going to keep going through these relationships and wondering, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep meeting narcissists? Because you don't know about yourself. You don't understand your triggers. You don't understand your childhood wounds. You don't understand your generational patterns. You're just trying to cope all the time, right? I'm a behavior therapist and my man doesn't believe in therapy. Well, still your man. A lot of guys don't believe in therapy. But you see how much of a problem that is, right? All these men, a lot of guys that don't go to therapy, they off themselves. So this is a problem in the male community, and I've been saying this for years. I had a whole argument on live with this guy that was like, men don't have to be emotionally intelligent. It was like years ago, I had this big argument on my live with these guys that were telling me about that. And then I sparked this whole argument across TikTok where men were mad at me because I said men need to be emotionally intelligent. And they said that's for women. I was like, yo, how messed up are we, yo? Like, what? Me and the male community on TikTok were not having a good run that year. They were hating me more than usual. Usually they always hate me, but that was more than usual. Thank you, Shale. Shale, subscribe to me. Shale, I have another subscription service for you that you might want. If you guys want more services outside of social media, I do have a subscription service where there's more. Do guys believe in healing childhood wounds? I would say not many. Not many. A lot of guys don't even know what the heck that means. Childhood wounds, what you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? Like I said, y'all, on Instagram, go ahead and send me a DM if you want to work with me one-on-one. If you want to figure out how to do that, go ahead and send me a DM. On TikTok, go ahead and fill out that form. Got 2 more spots left for the next couple days. The broken will drain your feminine essence. You are funny. Nurse, I think you would be great for the community, actually. You know, if you like giving input and stuff like that, the community would be a good place. We have an exclusive community where we have these conversations on a daily basis, even when I'm not on live. How long do you think you should know date someone before you take an out of town trip with them? I would not take an out of town trip with someone unless they're my girlfriend. I'm sorry, but taking an out of town trip is just way too big. That's a big deal to me. You know, because now we're going into a trip. We're send information. I'm open to learning more. Absolutely. Um, what the heck? Do you have Instagram, Nurse B? Nurse B. Do you have Instagram? Oh my goodness. So yeah, I wouldn't go out of town with someone until I'm in a relationship with them. That's just way too intimate for me. You know, and that's when things need to be serious in my opinion. Even if it's separate rooms, like I wouldn't take a trip with someone I have interest in cuz that's a lot of access to me. That's like a full day. I can't just walk away. If things go wrong, it's gonna get awkward, and we're all the way on a trip. I can't. That's too risky for me. But maybe you could do that, right? Because someone is gonna have access to you for a long time. What if you live in two different states and want to meet the person that's technically out of town? Well, then that's different because all you have is the that option, right? Um, so it depends, like how far your states. Because if your states are far apart, like really far, where you gotta fly in to meet the first time, that's gonna be tough, right? That's tough. I've done it before. It is tough. It makes it a whole tougher situation. But if you guys can drive, like let's say 45 minutes or an hour, then I would just meet somewhere and then, maybe hang out, grab dinner, take a walk on the town, and head back my way. You don't want to give someone too much access to you too soon. But if you're going to do long distance, like let's say from two different states on either side of the United States, then I would talk more. I would take like 2 or 3 months of just talking as much as possible before I do that. 4 months dating, exclusive but not girlfriend. Boyfriend, drop him, right? He says he's looking for marriage though. Why are you exclusive but not boyfriend, girlfriend? It's been 4 months. Like that doesn't even, you might as well be boyfriend, girlfriend. So he wants you to be exclusive, but he doesn't want to tell everyone that you guys are together. Because that's what it means. He said, we are not. You're not what? Together? I agree. Someone close to me just did this after dating someone 3 weeks. I was concerned for them. Yeah, nah. You want to be careful with those trips, man. Both people be playing games. 4 months, don't rush. I forgot. Us guys, we only know within 48 hours if we like someone, but we take 4 months to figure out if we want to commit. Cause, cause logic, right? Oh man, slow down there, buddy. You got to give it at least 10 years before you know. Oh man. He's keeping his options open while blocking yours. Yo, facts. That's actually a good line. High five. Shauna. You went through that for a year and a half? That's crazy. That's crazy. A year and a half? Yo, that's your life. 4 months, not boyfriend, girlfriend, met the family, friends, baby mama, but no relationship. I'm ready to bounce. Girl, you should have bounced. Yeah, I would be done, personally. That's how it is though these days. It has become acceptable to be in situationships for years. Um, yeah, it has. A lot of people do that now. Where can I meet these women who still fall for this 2007 game? Man, it's like it's 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 wild, cuz but guys, guys do it too, right? Like guys will be in the friend zone for like 5 to 7 years hoping that one day this woman will notice him and love him. Like it's not like people, I don't know what causes that. Like it's individual, but yeah, it's still happening, right? People get friend zoned, people get, sex zoned, right? Where that's all that they're used for. And, they want more and they're willing to provide this part of themselves for the hope that they're going to get to the bigger stuff. And this is last call. If you want to qualify to work with me one on one, go ahead and DM me on Instagram if you're on Instagram today. If you're on TikTok, go ahead and DM me. And if the DM doesn't work, let me know if you want in. Also, go ahead and click the link in my bio and fill out the form, and we will get you squared away. So I may or may not be on later, but I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I had a great time with y'all today, and I will talk to y'all later. Make sure you fill it out because we got stuff for you outside of social media. Much love. Appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye, y'all.